Hey, peace, peace, y'all. It's your girl Sherece L. All liberties reserved. I wanted to do a Facebook Live, but for whatever reason, Facebook is acting up today. No surprise here. I did want to go into, you know, the big eclipse that's occurring right now, and kind of go in detail a little bit about what's really going to be happening, the energy that's going to be manifesting, you know, the portal that's opening for people to really ingest energy that they haven't truly experienced before. Now, I often tell people, especially when I do my consultations and stuff, you know, I often tell people if there's any two planets that you're going to want to know and to familiarize yourself with, it is going to be the sun and the moon. You know what I mean? That they represent your mother and father. They're the ones that impact you the most on a daily basis, just because of its closeness and you know, how directly relative it is to impact us. And so, you know, I know that when it comes to the eclipse today, you know, at its peak, at its height point, it's going to be in Virgo. You know, it's going to be in the constellation Virgo. So, with that, depending on which house, you know, you guys, you know, get impacted by this eclipse, you're going to be feeling some form of a purge. You're going to be feeling some kind of perfected state that the body is trying to get involved in. Virgo is an energy which gives you or showcases to you those things that you have reaped, you know what I mean, based upon what you've sown. So if you haven't sown nothing, don't expect to reap nothing. You know, like, that's for one. When it comes to Virgo energy, it's very critical. It analyzes things, it dissects things, and it realizes where the error is. So there's going to be a lot of internal conflict in regards to people, and they may not understand this. You see what I'm saying? Because when it comes to the sun and the sun is going to be overshadowed by the moon, right? Because the moon is going to be in front or in between the sun and the earth, right? So now what that represents is how your emotions is going to be dominating your physical, or your you know, how you operate on a day-to-day with your body. So it's like you may act erratic. People might, you know, think that you acting like a Cancer today, you know, just all in your emotions, just all in your feelings. You know, but at the same time, it's something that needs to come out, because it's moments like this where every single sign, regardless of what sign you are, you have to start looking at yourself for correction. With Virgo, you also have to understand that it is a representative of your health. It is something that will look to find the perfection in things. It's going to want to fix things. You see what I'm saying? It's going to want to fix things. It's going to want to manipulate itself or change itself in what it needs to be in order to become perfect. All right? Spiritually, physically, mentally. So that cleansing that's supposed to come, you know, that detox, in the sense that this energy is going to produce for everyone, it really should be absorbed. It really should be paid, you know, there should be a real prime focus on self in this regard, because it can be very overwhelming if not if one doesn't take cognizance of it. You see what I'm saying? But if you are aware of it, then you can really monitor yourself, monitor your emotions, and think before you act in this as this energy is passing through. One thing that, you know, I did take note of is that Mars and Mercury, as it often is closely conjunct with the sun and the moon. And because of this, you know what I mean, one should really be mindful. The eclipse is going to impact how someone thinks. It may not be rational, as one would expect Mercury to be. So, because again, it's your emotions that's going to be overpowering everything, you know. When it comes to the energy of Mars, the action planet, the one that actually goes out, gives you the drive, the passion, the force to want to go do something, it may be acting erratic because, again, you have the energy overruling logic in a sense. So just be mindful of yourself. In a moment like, in any moment, you may feel ready to fight someone, you ready to just get angry. You see what I'm saying? But just take time, step back, count to 10, and breathe. All right? It works wonders, when you really just focus in and hone in on your breathing. So that's pretty much what I did want to outlay to you guys. Another thing with the Virgo energy I wanted to go into, for those who are going to be impacted in the first house with this energy, understand that, well, in the 12th house, not the first house, you have Virgo, you have the polarity Virgo and Pisces. They're going to be in opposite places. You see what I'm saying? You have the energy of Virgo in the 12th house. That means the energy of Pisces is emitting in the 6th house. So you're going to be very, very uncomfortable. You're going to want to enclose yourself, but you're be in a public atmosphere and stuff like that. So you may not even want to talk. And again, with the eclipse going on, your emotions overriding your body, it could get ugly. It can get ugly. Pisces is something that likes to remain hidden, likes to remain enclosed. It prefers its solitude. You see what I'm saying? So for the fact that it's venturing into a social house, because when you're dealing with the 6th house, you're dealing with health and goodwill, or your action towards others. So it's also the house of enemies. So my point is that you're going to be dealing with people, and you may not want to, and you really won't want to, and your emotions won't be able to hide it. So just, again, be mindful of these things. Count to 10 and breathe. Okay? When it comes to Virgo being in the 12th house, Virgo is going to, again, want to self-correct. It's going to analyze everything that's going on internally, because the 12th house represents self-undoing, self-revelation, those things that you wish that you can change, impact the change to, correct in some form, shape, or fashion. So Virgo will be busy in the 12th house. You see what I'm saying? As it's transitioning into the 1st house, where you be emitting that perfected state that you just undone yourself from. That as you're emitting yourself out of that imperfected state into a perfected state, into the 1st house. All right. And let me see. That's pretty much what that's pretty much all that I have to talk about right now, because I don't want it to be too long. But yeah, you guys, you can always hit me up. I deal with astrologics on a daily basis. This isn't new to me. People scared of the energy, people afraid of what's going on. Talking about, you see sunglasses and all this shit. Look, either you with it or you not with it. It's always been survival of the fittest when it comes to nature. It doesn't come down necessarily to favoritism, as one may think, occultically. They think, oh, this guy got my back, and True, you may have favors with some of your ancestors. That is definitely undebatable. But what we're talking about is a universal sun, a universal moon. We're talking about something that will uplift what it needs to uplift in order for the whole to progress forward. All right? So when it comes to, talking about Albions can't look at the sun and stuff like that. You don't know. There are some Albions out there who be collecting melanin better than Asiatics. Okay, so just because they're that in tune, just because they actually do follow directions and listen to nature, you see what I mean? So as long as you're doing that, then you're on the right track. You're in one accord with what needs to be, and you won't have to fear about nothing. You know what I mean? You won't have to fear anything. So yeah, I just wanted to get that message out. Don't want it to run too long, because I'm going to upload this on Facebook since it was tripping on me. But peace and love to you and yours, and much love and prosperity to you. All right, Islam. Enjoy.